Hey guys, how's it going? Well, today I'm going to talk about what it's like to live in a van in sub-zero Celsius temperatures. Um, Not ideal, I gotta tell you. Uh, kind of putting up with it right now. Like, you can see my breath right now. Sorry. Uh, Putting up with it right now because I know this is just temporary. Um, Originally, I thought that my heater would be kind of overpowered for this van, but having a high top makes a big difference. When I had my low top standard cargo van E4150, that thing was really warm, but there was a lot less space to heat because from floor to ceiling it was like 50 inches, and this van from floor to ceiling is like, let's see, probably 75, 78 inches, and that makes a big difference. It's also a longer van. This is an extended van, so it's probably about 2 feet longer too. That makes a huge difference in terms of heating it, and what the BTUs will accommodate in terms of keeping you warm. Now, so like with my old van, I could not leave the heater on all night, or I would just like get super hot, and it would just be too hot. The only way I could do it is if I cracked open my partition door a couple inches, and then I had a steady flow of air, and that's what I did. But in this van, I don't do that. I just have a gap of about an inch under my front partition door, and that lets in fresh air. Um, but because the roof is so high, it's just the heater isn't quite able to do it. Now I'm talking about when it's quite cold out, like we're talking like -6, -7 Celsius. I think that's a one around 21 Fahrenheit, I believe. And these are kind of unseasonal temperatures. This is not the usual temperature for our climate here in Vancouver, BC. Usually it's the average temperature in the winter is from -1 to +1 Celsius. So, but it's good to have the ability to deal with all different factors. Now, is it absolutely miserable? Nah, it's just uncomfortable. Um, Once the heat's on high and I got it cranked up, I leave it on high all night, and then I get in my sleeping bag, and like after an hour of being in the sleeping bag, I'm very warm because I have two big sleeping bags over me and one below me, which I'll show you now. Alright guys, so it's about -5 right now, Celsius. This is what I'm doing to keep warm. I've got one heavy sleeping bag. It's fairly thick on the bottom. And I got, this is like a -8 or 10 Celsius sleeping bag. And then I have more of a, I think this is like a +4 Celsius. So it's kind of like a summer sleeping bag on the top. And I just go in there. Now when I first come in, I turn the heater on. Then once the heater's going, I actually just sit in the bed for about a half an hour with all the blankets on me, and that with my jacket on, with everything except for my shoes or boots. And after about a half an hour, the sleeping bags are pretty warm, and then I can take my jacket off, and it's approachable. The temperature in here gets approachable to something comfortable. So when I go to sleep, I wear this on my head, and I wear a hoodie, and I put the hood over top. Now, I always take the strings out, which would be right here, because I think they look silly, but really, ideally it'd be better if you had the strings in so you could draw the hood around your head. And that way it's not going to come off. Well, I got snow on my solar panel and my batteries are not happy. The only way I'm charging them with snow on my solar panel is by driving it. Good thing I got that solenoid hooked up for my alternator, all that jazz. Whew. And then we have the RCMP right over there saying, what the hell's that guy doing? Well, he's a van dweller taking snow off his solar panel. Ah, much better. However, we are about to get 20 centimeters of snow tonight, so says the forecast. So, I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to do it again tomorrow. Such is life. La la la. So I have heard some ideas that were quite good. I have a computer fan on my roof that can blow the hot air down and keep it lower. And my comment section, my YouTube channel, some people have said, oh, you can get like one of those dryer duct hoses and aim the heat that's coming out of the fan downwards. And that's a good idea. And if this cold snap lasts more than a week or so, I'm probably going to do that. Another idea was to kind of like put a false ceiling on here so that I could lower the ceiling height, therefore keep the hot air lower and be more comfortable, less area to heat. That's a fairly significant endeavor, and I'm not sure that I want to invest the time into it. If I was going to keep this van, I would seriously consider figuring out some way to make that a reality, but it's kind of just a somewhat temporary situation. Now, another person commented, if it's really cold, can you just go get a hotel? Well, I could do that, but I'm not going to, because I've been a little bit thrifty, and a hotel in Vancouver is a minimum of $100 a night, unless I got a flea bag, bed bug ridden hostel or something, but I don't really want to do that either. So, it's not absolutely miserable. I can deal with it, and it just means in the morning it's really cold, and basically what I've been doing is not even spending any time in here besides getting dressed and having my breakfast, and I'll take my soap and wash up stuff to work, and I'll just there's a private bathroom there where I can wash up without being a nuisance or a burden to anybody. And then I just go about my day, make sure everything's clean when I leave, and nobody knows for the wiser. I could do that on a regular basis, but it's no big deal to do in the van if it's not too cold. But when it is cold, when you wake up and it's pretty cold and you can see your breath in the morning, I don't really want to do that. Getting your head wet and then having it exposed to cold temperatures, not the greatest experience I've ever had, I gotta tell you. So the reason why I say this is temporary is because in my new van, the Connect, it's way smaller inside, which means my heater, I'm never going to be this cold again, because the heater is going to probably be way too much for the space. And maybe when it's really cold out, it'll be just right. I don't know. It's kind of, gotta wait and see, kind of like an experiment. Gonna find out. But so in the Connect, it's gonna be way better. I'm gonna be way warmer. But for right now, I'm just gonna tough it out until things get squared away with my new van, and I'm ready to move in. All right. Well, my boss gave me a little Christmas present today, and I'm going to open it up and show you what I got. Paper. see what this is. Tazo or Tazo Zen tea. So this is lemongrass, sprightly spearmint, herbal tea, green tea. So that looks good. That's awesome. I also have a large container of candy cane hot chocolate. Probably bring that to my kids' house and we can have some of that together. Want to see the package? There you go. And oh, Merry Christmas mints, sugar-free mints with sweeteners and mint flavor. And a picture of Old Saint Nick on the cover. Nice container, I like it. And there's a card in here. I'll read it. Dear Wanasaminch, I hope you have a joyful holiday season and a new year full of promise. Happy holidays. Employer 1, Employer 2, and Employer 3. All the best wishes for 2017. And on the other side it says, you are an absolute pleasure and we feel fortunate to know you. There are so many times we are thankful to you and for you throughout the year. That's very nice. Nice words. So, I wasn't really expecting much, you know. There's a lot of employees. There's like, where I work, there's probably about 80 employees. So if they're going to give something to every employee, I don't think they're going to give them all this stuff to every employee because that's a lot of money. I can bring that to my kids and they can enjoy the hot chocolate with me. Sounds good to me. Alright guys, well there you have it. Thanks for watching. Take care.